It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock. My very, 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 very special guest, Sibel Edmonds. Got to have her on more often, man. She's always got a bead on what's going on from a different perspective of someone that's been in the intelligence community. And, you know, she was fighting for truth, justice, and what she thought might have been the American way. And then she kind of got an awakening of her own. Well, I want to talk about that. And let me preface this real quick, Sibel, with yesterday we had a story. A gentleman named Glenn Jacobs, a good friend of mine, put up a story that talked about at the Grammys, there's a group called Muse, M-U-S-E. And I've heard some of their songs and so on, and he's going, look, man, they played at the Grammys, they won all kinds of stuff, they're big super hit in England, they're just now starting to really take off here in the United States, and it's just, and you read their lyrics, and it's part of this awakening stuff, man. I mean, it's rock and roll and revolution, and, the man's bad. Love is our resistance is the line in there that I really like. And I just, this awakening that you're talking about, Sibel, help me out. What is it that you're hoping will happen with the awakening? How will it manifest itself? How will it make a change?
Well, first I want to talk about the awakening happening to me, because it was a grand, great, but also a bitter awakening. Even though, as I said, in foreign policy aspects of all the issues that we've been talking about, I knew pretty much what this was all about, the hypocrisy-ridden foreign policy. But here in the United States, as far as the notions of the separation of the powers and the system of checks and balances, I mean, that was the really bitter awakening, because I was really naive. I was gullible. I mean, I graduated from public policy for my master's degrees, and nothing that I learned applied to what happened in real life, in real world, in real Congress, in real State Department, or in real FBI. And so we are witnessing awakening, but the scale of it is not what it should be, where it should be. And people like you, you're helping with speeding this up, but we can't wait for too long. I mean, there is this fallacy. I have heard a lot of people say, we are really moving towards the police state. And I stop and I ask them and I say, well, is this well-defined, limited area that if we enter, you're going to say, I believe right now, currently, we are under a police state? No, it's not. So what makes you think we are not already a police state? I mean, right now, our conversation here over this phone is being recorded.
Guaranteed.
Being listened to, okay? When I travel with my daughter, she's 2.5 years old, we are being touched. I participated in the Opt-Out program. I was here in Reagan National Airport with several Ron Paul groups handing out flyers, and 9 out of 10 individuals, they throw those flyers in my face, and they called me a terrorist supporter. Those are the moments when I stop and say, my God, what's going on? How long is it going to take for these people to wake up and see what's happening to them?
Everybody's ox eventually gets gored, and the biggest one is financially. When the dollar goes and they're going to go, because everybody's all worried about, they're going to go to the Amero, and I'm going, no, they're not. They're going to go straight to the World-O. I mean, this is all about the money. And to squash any resistance to them being in charge of the money. So I really support Dr. Paul's 2012 effort to run for president, not because I think he's going, hell, I don't even vote. I've been run for Congress. I ran against McCain in 2004. I've run for secretary. I've run a lot of, and I haven't voted since 2002. So I'm just like, I'll use the free soapbox. I think it's a good thing to have a speaking tour. I'm glad Dr. Paul's out there doing his thing, but to think that I give a crap what the U.S. federal government does or says they're going to do, like I believe them, then I deserve to be under a police state because I'm too stupid to know better. So I'm like, I know better. So where do we make the effort? It's the minds of the youth, of the entire generation next that understands government doesn't work and they want their money back. And if you look at the promises that government makes and what they actually deliver, that distance keeps getting greater and greater to where it becomes obvious that they're lying. So then they have to, instead of PR or propaganda or just making you believe it because some, cable news guy said so, then they just have to go with fear and compulsion and police state and thugs in black uniforms with no name badges and shields and clubs and guns and microwaves and all other kinds of error denial and on and on and on. When this happens, I know it's I don't know if you know this, Sibel. At CPAC, they showed a trailer for a movie, part 1 of 3 of Atlas Shrugged.
No, I didn't know that.
Are you familiar with the book Atlas Shrugged?
No.
Atlas Shrugged is Ayn Rand's big book back in the 50s of how the empire falls down. And it's like almost like an objectivist libertarian kind of Bible thing. I mean, they get all up in it, and it's been a threat that they're going to make this movie for a long time. And Angelina Jolie was going to be in it, and Brad Pitt, and they just keep, putting it off. Well, it comes out April 15th. So this awakening that you're talking about, I see it coming. I saw it during the Lovolution around Dr. campaign. I mean, we were instrumental in it. Heck, I'm the one that did the logo, So, I mean, I saw it happening in between the ears of the generation next. And it's happening all over the world. Oh, you don't know this. The Philosophy of Liberty, the animation about the philosophy, have you ever seen that?
No.
I got to send it to you. It's about 7-8 minutes, just, it's about you own yourself. The International Society for Individual Liberty has just translated it into Arabic, and we are sending it through the Twitter and Facebook across the planet in the Arabic-speaking world. And if they understand that this is not about how you got some government that's ruling, redistributing wealth, it's about you owning yourself, it's all over. This is what I've been talking about all these years with you, Sibel. I'm telling you, it is individual minds freed from the concept that there can be a good government. There is no such thing. It is about individuals being served. If you're going to have any kind of government, it's got to be more local. And from someone in your position that has at the highest levels of this U.S. government seen how we really operate, come on, tell me. I mean, is it even possible for the United States federal government to be good?
No, absolutely not. And this is what, again, another people, they think there are these maybe shallow reforms that are required. When you have the entire foundation, the base rotten, you need to get rid of the foundation and take it out and demolish it and then start in a level ground. You just can't go and keep trying to put new roofs and the new window frame on a foundation that is completely rotten and is ready to collapse.
Do you have a suggestion of what you would like to see happen, or do you care, or you rather none? What?
Well, let's say with Dr. Paul's movement, I really would like for it to see it expand, because I went initially to some of the meetings, local meetings here in D.C., and I went to maybe 10 or 12 meetings, and I sat there, and they were just really great individuals, but all they talked about was about monetary policies. And nobody wanted to talk about the foreign policy. Nobody wanted to talk about the civil liberties. And this was something that I really wanted to contribute, to do something about, but it was really close to that. And this is one of the things I would like to see, because I believe the movement will expand much faster and much better if the message also, because it is included in Dr. Paul's message, when he talks about foreign policy, when he talks about eliminating the CIA. So it's not only about monetary policy, because it makes it easier for some people to turn a deaf ear. But if you start talking to them about 3-4 of these issues, I think you will get further and get them listen to, including to the issues that are related to monetary policy. So that's one of the things I'm hoping to see with Dr. Paul's movement.
You know, and it was well served by all of your efforts, because I know Charles and I were always glad to give whatever voice we could to you, and I'm glad you were able to finally come out and say a lot of the stuff that you wanted to on record. We've had Brad Friedman on the show here recently, right after the State of the Union speech, and I know he was a big help to that too, so kudos to both of y'all. Sibel, we got to get you back, you know, as this unfolds. We got Grossman going to Egypt and all this bad stuff that's coming. I know that you're going to have an opinion. Can we call on you again?
Anytime, Ernest.
Sibel, it's been great. Don't lose hope, man. We're right in the middle of this battle. It's a revolution between the ears, and one of the sparks of it, Sibel Edmonds, one of my heroes. We'll see you tomorrow. Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.